Today I'm reviewing Nobody, an action movie released in 2021. There are spoilers in this review, so if you haven't watched Nobody, pause this video now, watch it for yourself, and come back. Also, if you want, you can check out my YouTube Shorts review for this film without spoilers. Bob Odenkirk was a major highlight of this movie. He trained to do his own stunts, which means he got a lot of screen time, and his fight scenes didn't have a lot of choppy editing. I think this dude was around 55 or 56 when the film was being shot, which makes his real life performance even more impressive. He's believable as an action protagonist, and he's the perfect actor choice for his role. Just like his character counterpart, Odenkirk is someone who you wouldn't think could perform as he does. He's primarily known for comedies and dramas, so to have him play a serious lead action role only adds to the subversion of Hutch Mansell. I think Hutch was a well-written character, and the film does a great job of making him an average Joe. He forgets to take out the trash, he jogs, he rides the bus to work, he has marriage problems. In general, his family relationships aren't as good as they could be, and not many people know who he is. You're subtly led to believe that Hutch is a regular guy, and then at the 25-minute mark, the movie flips that idea on its head. This guy has some serious talent when it comes to incapacitating and killing folks, yet even during the action, he still gets banged up, cut, bruised, and at one point shot. He has the ability to take down the bad guys, but he still acts his age. All of the action in this film is at least fun, with some fight sequences being better than others. The entire bus scene was one that was great from the very beginning. Hutch decides he's gonna fight against 5 other guys and pulls out his gun, but instead of shooting it, he empties the chamber in front of everyone. It's gotta be one of the coldest moves I've seen in a while, and the fight hasn't even started. Every punch and hit seems so intense and brutal. There were definitely some standout moments that made you want to grit your teeth. As the movie's first on-screen fight, the bus scene also proved that Hutch actually had skills. This is one idea that I liked, where Hutch was able to grab and control a knife attack after wrapping his hand with a seatbelt. Small things like that go to show his battle IQ. The home invasion has Hutch using household items to take down bad guys while also using their own guns against them. It's your sort of baseline fight. It wasn't horrible, but it had some problems with the coordination of the intruders and their reaction times. I personally thought it was a problem how this girl saw Hutch slashing someone else but failed to follow him around a corner fast enough. YouTube channel Hausenberg Films, however, blew my complaint out of the water with something that only proves my point further. During the beginning of the scene, multiple gunshots are fired upstairs where Hutch is located, but later we see more intruders walking downstairs as though they never heard any of the commotion one floor above them. The factory standoff gave us some interesting deaths that came from Hutch's setup, like the mousetrap shotgun kills. We also got to see other people join the action, with his family stepping in to fight alongside him. Still, there was an unrealistic aspect that diminished the good. Our 3 protagonists kill about 30 armed men and get a combined total of only 2 non-lethal gunshot wounds by the end of the ordeal. I know in this type of movie it's unlikely for you to kill off the main characters, but I wish they would have taken more cover somehow. At the beginning, Harry breaks a window and starts sniping Russians, while David similarly walks outside with a shotgun in hand. With all the men Julian brought, they should be able to shoot someone. There's another part where our trio stand in an open area of the factory, and it's like none of the bad guys could hide and get a single good shot off. If the Mansells use ballistic shields or bulletproof gear, I'd like this fight scene a lot more. One of the biggest problems that I've noticed, and others have also, is the lack of depth and emotion in the film. Nobody doesn't really make you feel anything, and therefore it falls flat beyond being a quick sort of joyride flick. For the most part, only the bad guys get killed or hurt, all the problems Hutch has are easily fixable, and there isn't much potential for world building, partly because you don't even feel invested in the characters. To be honest, it seems like this would be a one-off movie that never gets a sequel. There were some slightly humorous scenes. Bad guys dying before Hutch could explain his backstory, an army veteran hiding from Hutch behind a security door with 10 locks, and the time Hutch wraps a stop request cord around a guy's neck are some that come to mind. There's nothing hilarious, but there's still a hint of comic relief to this movie that I thought was a nice touch. Music played a large role in Nobody, and altogether I do think it heightened the viewing experience. Some songs had messages behind them like I Told Myself a Lie, and others were just enjoyable to listen to like Heartbreaker. There were even some Russian songs included. I do feel like maybe some song placements could have been better, but other than that, it was okay. My favorites were Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood, I've Gotta Be Me, and life is a bitch. Nobody does leave room for sequels towards the end. Hutch gets a call from someone undisclosed before he and his wife ask their realtor if there's a basement in the house, obviously foreshadowing more home invasions to come. Plus, we see David and Harry driving somewhere with a bunch of guns in the back of their RV, so it at least tries to provide some intrigue for what could happen next. Apparently, it's confirmed that there will be a Nobody 2. I'm interested in learning the movie's plot, but regardless, a lot of work needs to be done for this next film to be good. Adding some emotion to the mix and upping the stakes, as well as keeping the energy from the first movie, should do the sequel justice. Can we talk about how the Obshack had probably the worst security of all time? Hutch scoped the place out in what looks like a day or so and killed every single person inside. That's pretty lousy safeguarding for a bank circulating hundreds of millions of dollars in cash. I don't know if this was the same person who got Hutch out of jail, but whoever decided to contact him by calling his realtor's phone number was just flexing for no reason. It would have been easy to leave a message on Hutch's phone, but apparently that wasn't enough.
I have a friend at the Pentagon. I'll keep looking. One blackmail package coming up.
First off, I wanted to mention how down bad this dude is, but as a side note, it would have been great if they kept up the line, one blackmail package coming up. She already set up the joke by saying that she had a friend at the Pentagon, but then the punchline was ruined by spoon feeding the audience. That's all I have for Nobody, released in 2021. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this movie and subscribe for more videos.